My name is Thelma Ruffin Thomas, just to let you know. I'm a storytelling woman going fast, not slow, so you better pay attention to this rap of mine. If you can't keep up, you'll be left behind. I am a storyteller, and I was born in Harlem Hospital, one of 4 kids. Now, Mama, if she could come from heaven, she would tell you that I was mouth almighty and tongue everlasting. And even though I tell stories now, she would say, I used to tell some big lies. One day, Mama told me that I could not go out to play because I had homework to do. And I said, I don't have homework. All my work is done. She said, I mean housework. The housework is just as important as the homework. And I said, okay, what is it I have to do? She said, you know you have to clean up the room and you have to make up my bed. So I was very, very annoyed. First of all, I didn't think that I should do any kind of housework. But my mother was a woman who did not pay any attention. She was a woman who may not have been able to read, but my mother had a PhD in parenting. And so she knew how to take care of people like me. So anyway, I went into her bedroom and I made up her bed. But as I was making it up, it dawned on me, I'm going to do something to her. I'm really going to make her mad. So I got me a great big old safety pin, and I pinned the sheets together. I put the spread on the bed, plumped it up really nice, and then I said to her, now can I go downstairs and play? And she said, no, Thelma, you go over there and take those pins out of my sheets. I said, pin? I never put a pin in your sheets. She said, yes, you did. I watched you do it. Well, I had no intention of ever admitting that I had done that. So I refused to go over, and she just slowly prodded me over, pulled back the covers, and of course there was the pin sheets. And so I had to take the pin out of the sheets, even though I kept saying, I don't know how I got there, because I know that I didn't do it. So of course I did not go downstairs to play that day. So I was always constantly in punishment. But I felt that I was going to do what I wanted to do, and of course that got me into a lot of trouble. But it also, looking back on it, meant that I had a very creative mind. Now, I went to school in Harlem, PS 24, went to junior high school, and continued on at Washington Irving, and then Fordham University, and then MLS in library science. And so I worked for the New York Public Library for 33 years, and when I completed it, I knew, when I retired, I knew that I was going to be a storyteller because I had been telling stories all my life. And one of the things that I loved about telling stories is that people start to think about the stories in their lives that connect with my story. And the particular group that I love telling stories to are teenagers. And many people don't like telling to them because they feel they're rambunctious, they're not going to listen. But they always listen to my stories. And one of the things that I wound up doing is telling rapping stories. So the kids would call me the rapping grandma, especially when I went to school. So one of the raps that I love to tell is one that was written for me, and I started off that way. My name is Thelma Ruffin Thomas, just to let you know. I'm a storytelling woman going fast, not slow, so you better pay attention to this rap of mine. If you can't keep up, you'll be left behind. My stories have a reason why they've got to be told. To remind all you youngins about our people who were sold. They were taken from their homes in Africa, you see, but they never stopped believing that one day they would be free. I've traveled to the lands where my ancestors are from, Ghana, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, some, to hear firsthand what it's like there now, to prepare my newest story so I can take this bow. Well, now, one of the things that is very interesting about my life, that I've always wanted to travel. I used to go to the library and read all the books about people who are traveling, and I always said that one day I would do it. And so I have traveled to the lands where my ancestors are from. I've gone to Ghana, I've gone to the Gambia, Tanzania, and Morocco, and places that I may or may not have ancestors, like Australia, Fiji, Costa Rica, and it's just been wonderful. I remember when I went to Costa Rica, and wherever I go, I usually go to the library in that particular place. And I went to Costa Rica and went to the library, and there were stories and tales and legends, but that were written about Anansi. Now, Anansi is a trickster, and they have many folk tales written about him, but I was surprised to find it in the library in Costa Rica. I found out later that many Jamaicans came to Costa Rica to work, and of course they left, and some of them are still there, made it their homes because they traveled back and forth, and so their history is right there in the library at Costa Rica. Now I am the artistic director of the Pearls of Wisdom, which is a group of elders who tell personal stories. And I have been the artistic director of the Pearls of Wisdom for about 18 years. And they just tell some wonderful stories. And when I first went and was interviewed, I was not that interested in telling personal stories. Not that I would have to, but I would work with the storytellers, the elders. And now that I've been with them so long, every once in a while, I will tell a personal story. But one of the things that I really love about storytelling, it connects with other people. I was in a cab, and the driver said he had to pick someone else up. And the lady got in. She was of my age, or a little younger. And we started talking. She was on her way down to Manhattan. I was picked up in Riverdale, and she was in the Bronx. Come to find out, she went to my elementary school, PS 24, and she had the same teachers I had, Mr. Williams, Miss Kelly, and Miss Harris, and Miss Moody, who was in charge of the lunchroom. And so we connected so well. We said that we will be in touch, and the wonderful thing about her is that this woman plays bid whist, and I have been looking for people to play bid whist at least once a month. And so I've had a wonderful, wonderful experience talking with people and sharing stories, and you never know where you're going to find a story. My name is Thelma Ruffin Thomas, just to let you know.